Welcome back, beautiful tri-state area. You're listening to a moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York, iHeartRadio. I'm your host, Zen Sams. Up next in our Going Deep segment, brought to you by CO2 Lift. Today, we're taking you on a wild ride featuring Blaise Ffrench, mega influencer, actor, and entrepreneur with over 5 million followers. And he's joined by actor and model Broderick Hunter. Broderick is an Ebony 100 and BT icon who launched a personal branding digital masterclass, Sell Your Look. Broderick pivots his career towards wellness and travel. They join me today to chat men's skincare, why they love carboxytherapy, and the importance of demystifying talk surrounding men's sexual wellness and health. Welcome, superstars.
Happy to be here.
Hello, nice to see you guys. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming on, Broderick. Nice to see you, Blaise. All right, Blaise, I'm going to start with you. We're going to dive right in. So CO2 lift and skincare routine. Let's chat. You have over 5 million followers. Your fans look up to your skincare routine. How has CO2 lift and their products, specifically the carboxytherapy treatments, integrated into your daily skincare regimen?
Well, skincare has always been very important for me. My mom, as a kid, would always make sure I take good care of myself. And with the entrance of CO2 Lift, it has made it a lot easier to take care of my skin. Using the other things out there could be a lot of steps. And as a guy, we kind of want to just get right to it. So CO2 Lift makes it like a lot easier to have a healthy and balanced skincare routine.
And when you apply the mask to your face, what's the immediate sensation that you get?
I get a cooling sensation, and it feels good. It's almost like taking a cold plunge, for your face. And I love working out, and the face is no different.
Now, CO2 Lift Pro as a medical monotherapy is very effective without a doubt. I echo what you're saying. It's great for severely dry skin, itchy skin, for the speedy healing of wounds. It also increases blood flow, and that is key, right? And it's a great aesthetic monotherapy. Like I mentioned, when we say aesthetic monotherapy, we're talking about fine lines, we're talking about wrinkles, creepy skin, dark circles, inflamed skin, the textural imbalances that are all going to be eased with the use of this product, and enlarged pores, dull tones. So it goes even deeper, hence the Going Deep segment. Now I'm going to shift to you, Broderick, and we're going to talk about journey to wellness. So, Broderick, you've pivoted your career towards wellness and travel. How have the CO2 Lift products supported you in maintaining your skin's health while you travel and stay active?
CO2, I started using CO2 about a few years ago through Lana, and she had an amazing product. The more I started to incorporate those products like the CO2 tablets into my regular regimen is when I started realizing that I needed more products that worked when I'm on the move, because my lifestyle was already structured in a way that was going to require me to be so fast paced. So sometimes the whole regimens with slowing down and being stuff in your in the bathroom in the luxury of your own home only go to a certain extent. So I feel like with CO2, it allowed me to not only have the products that elevated my skincare routine on the go, but I was also able to incorporate it in my at-home regimens and being able to share the story of how I can further revitalize my skin on an easier platform, and easier on my platforms, easier than just recommending a bunch of several different products every now and again. So I was really grateful to find CO2 helpful in terms of like including it into my travel regimens as well.
Your skin looks fantastic, and I know that CO2 Lift increases hydration statistically by 117%. So I echo your sentiment. I'm getting on a plane a couple of days from now, and I'm stocking up on my CO2 Lift mask. We know from clinically verified and clinically researched data that it increases the presence of wound repair factors and growth factors, which help cells turn over faster, and this reduces the appearance of aging and scars pores and stretch marks and all of that stuff that we don't want. It stimulates collagen and elastin production, which promotes elasticity and helps retain hydration. So it's an all around great product, especially for scars, acne, and hyperpigmentation. Now, Blaise, I'm going to pivot to you. So we're going to talk about effectiveness of CO2 lift. So as an actor and an entrepreneur, you're always in the spotlight, just like Broderick. Can you share how CO2 has helped maintain your skin's health and appearance despite your busy schedule?
Everyone always says like black don't crack, and as I think that is very true, but it's so important to, have products that help make that statement true. And CO2 lift makes it easy and makes that black don't crack statement come true. So CO2 lift is really easy to use, and especially with the on the go lifestyle and traveling and always on the plane. Um, I need a product that kind of just works really fast and very effective. And CO2 Lip does a great job of doing that.
I love that you brought up travel. That is the number one use case for me, at least, because I'm always on the go. All right, now we're going to go back to you, Broderick. So we're going to talk about carboxytherapy and male grooming. So as someone who has launched a personal branding digital masterclass, how do you incorporate carboxytherapy into your grooming routine, and what benefits have you noticed as a result of consistently using the CO2 lift mask?
Mm. Well, taking it back to my early days of cutting hair, so I started out with barbering was my main passion when I was starting to do my self-care journey. So I was into razors, clippers, doing lineups and such like that. And what I realized at that time, there was only a few different types of products that would be available for guys to treat their hair post haircut treatment. So you had alcohols, which would dry out your skin, and then you would have like all these other post treatments, like those little hyperpigmentation things that'll even out the skin tone. But all that stuff was just kind of adding a bunch of chemicals, just imbalancing my skin. So the more I got into my journey of like finding out what skincare products and adding different things to my regimen that would help, I realized that adding oxygen, retinols, sunscreens, all those types of things only went so far. So now adding oxygen flow with the CO2 mask and actually having uh, those types of those types of products into my regimen, I started realizing a difference in not only having to lineate using a lot of like alcohols and stuff, but realizing that my skin as a cell, as its own working organism, only needed natural kind of substances and natural elements in order to make it feel and look more vibrant. So as my self care journey continues today, I'm always saying that CO2 is the one that I feel actually has the full range of cellular skin health, in my honest opinion. So it was just a process of figuring out what works for me.
Wow, I love it that you're so informed about all of these different modalities that you can use and incorporate CO2 lift into your skincare routine. You're very well versed. Now, Blaise, we're going to talk men's sexual health and skincare. So, men's sexual health is often a taboo topic. How do you think that the CO2 lift products can contribute to breaking the stigma and promoting better sexual wellness and confidence, at least for the skin down there?
Yeah, I mean, as you said, it increases the hydration by, 100+%, and your whole body is important. So, as you're taking care of your face, it's important that you take care of down there, especially as a man and a woman too. They have products for women as well. So it's super important. You have your significant other, or you want to look good kind of everywhere. So thank God for CO2 lift and helping out there.
CO2 Lift V, baby. CO2 Lift V. That's what it's all about. In just 3 applications, the vaginal rejuvenation treatment, which is the same as the penile rejuvenation treatment, will help tighten and lift it all, basically using carbon dioxide therapy. It's so simple, and it enhances circulation by rushing oxygen rich blood to tissue and regenerating cells to improve sensitivity and lubrication. I'm going to pivot to you, Broderick. Let's talk about the importance of men's skincare from your point of view. So men's skincare is becoming more popular, but it still faces some resistance, especially men's skin down there. How do you think CO2 Lift's approach helps demystify and encourage more men to take better care of their skin and their intimate areas?
I feel like the best thing about CO2 is a community involved, and with anything health related, whether it's mental health, skincare health, or personal brand, anything along those lines, it takes a community of people who will encourage the drive and the notion and the conversations of things that will be normalized. So I feel like when it came down to the journey of allowing skincare to be a part of my lifestyle, not just something that I needed to do. It came down to how much I actually loved and cared about myself. You know, we have one vessel to take care of, and taking those practices like incorporating different products, trying new things, and seeing what is done for other people will encourage other people to go about taking on those new regimens. So I feel like in my personal journey, in my doing my due diligence, I find honor in sharing different types of ways to encourage growth and also structure into a man's life that relates to self-care. So that I feel like that's a big part of self-care is recognizing all parts of your body and not just the face, body, the muscles, all that stuff has to have some type of knowledge for it. So
Men have to start talking about this more often. Now, Blaise, let's talk about personal experience with this incredible carboxytherapy mask. Can you tell us about when you first tried it? Why do you believe it's an essential treatment now going forward, not just for your face, but overall skin health, including your intimate areas?
Yeah, I just think the effectiveness and how fast it works. Using other products, sometimes you need to do it maybe like 10 times or a few times to really see results. And with CO2 Lift, right away you see the results, and that's something super important because in this day and age, we don't really have time to be doing something too many times to get the results. So we want it right away, and CO2 Lift does a great job of providing that, ASAP.
Broderick, sexual health advocacy. We're still talking about this because it's a huge focal point. At least I believe this to be the case as the millennial mom. You're an advocate for men's sexual health. Why do you believe that products like CO2 Lift are important in the conversation about sexual wellness? And how can they help men feel more confident and healthy?
I feel like anything when it comes down to health, we look at things like working out. I look at things like eating habits and stuff. So when it comes down to sexual health and using CO2 lift, again, I've had to go through the process of understanding what I find valuable and what has worked for me. So I always go into encouraging new audiences and people who want to learn more about uh, the whole self care uh, category as me being a saying like, hey, I know exactly. I've been what you're going through, and I've seen what you're doing, and here's how I live now, and here's how you can do better. So I feel like it's one of those things where I feel I can be a voice and an encouragement for that type of audience. So that's why I kind of always encourage people to say yes to a jump and yes to something new because you just never know what might come on the other side.
Now, if we have about a minute left, but if you can give us a quick overview of what the mask feels like when you apply it, and what do you look forward to result wise the most after you notice your skin?
Hmm. I would resemble the mask as a a mirror to like a cold plunge. Like when you get in an ice bath and stuff, and you kind of have
A
this.
cool sensation.
Yeah, so it's to me it feels that's what it's almost like a spark, an energy spark to the face, where as soon as you lay it on, you already feel everything kind of reacting, and that's what I love about products. I love to not only see the results, but when I get a familiarity of the reaction of my body and how it senses it, it's able to register and remind me of ways that my natural body recovers, similar to like taking an ice bath or something.
Well, we are at the end of this segment. Thank you so much for coming on, Broderick and Blaise. It was such a pleasure chatting with both of you. Thank you for being so transparent about your men's skincare routine, including the skin down there.
Yeah, Zen, always a pleasure. You're the best.
The CO2 Lift Pro is the strongest version of carboxy gel, and it's only available at aesthetic and medical providers. But you could go directly to co2lift.com or on Amazon and purchase the CO2 Lift Mask. It's an in-office or at-home treatment that delivers CO2 cutaneously over 35 minutes to an hour, a transdermal, non-invasive facial mask recommended for post-procedure care after invasive procedures. That was our Going Deep segment, brought to you by CO2 Lift. That was Broderick, Hunter, and Blaise Ffrench. To see more of Broderick, you could head to sellyourlook.com or at Broderick Hunter. And to check out Blaise Ffrench, you could go directly to at Blaise Ffrench on the gram. That's Blaise Ffrench with 2 F's. You're listening to A Moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York, iHeartRadio. We'll be right back after this.
A Moment of Zen is brought to you by CO2 Lift. As we age, our skin loses moisture and elasticity, causing wrinkled skin. You can reverse this aging process with CO2 Lift. CO2 Lift utilizes the powerful benefits of carbon dioxide to lift, tighten, and regenerate your skin. This simple, painless at-home carboxytherapy treatment is scientifically proven to reverse the aging process. You will see reduction in wrinkles, increase luminosity, and improve pigmentation, sagging, skin tone, and radiance. For more information or to order CO2 Lift, go to CO2lift.com.